Hey guys, this is DJ Blue here, and today I'm going to be playing a game called A Hat in Time. And I felt like getting on this game because me and my friends we get on here occasionally. So I just thought, why I don't hop on and make a quick video, but just not a quick video. This video is basically going to be an introduction about myself since I never gotten a chance to talk about myself in general because I was focused on the gameplay. So we're going to solely take the time out to do that. But first, I know you're wondering, what level map am I on? Well, this is Ultra Silence. If you don't know what this map basically is like going up and getting over it, just a little bit of Hat in Time style. All right. So with that out the way, I'm also going to have my one hit badge on. As you can see, I'm going to do this whole thing hitless while explaining myself about myself. If that made any sense. No, it did not. But anyway, I'm going to just introduce myself and we'll just slowly touch bases on what I like to do and stuff like that. Also, I want to point out, no, I don't have a script. I won't use a script. This is all coming from my head. And plus, I just also want to apologize in advance if I maybe say something multiple times. It's also because I will be focusing at the same time while trying to get to the top and explaining myself. But with that all that out the way, let's get to climbing because I got a long way to go. But first thing first that I want to talk about is I know some of you wondering is what is my name? And I don't mean like my channel name or anything like that. My actual name. My actual name is Daryl. All right. And I know you're probably wondering also, where did I get that name from? Well, my mother thought it was a good idea to have me and my dad the same name. So, I mean, I'm not mad about it. So it classifies me as a junior. So that's where you get DJ from. All right. So the next thing that I want to point out or talk about is when is my birthday? My birthday is in December on the 27th, and I was born in 1993. Um, I did not mean to do that. I apologize. But I was raised in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. However, I thought when I was younger at the time, I thought I was born in Huntsville, Texas, because that's where most of my childhood days or years was. So there's that. Let's see. I am currently 30 years old at the time of this recording, obviously. Um, I turned 30, like I said, recently of last year. Uh, so that's also another thing about me. I'm pretty sure you should know my favorite colors by now. I mean, obviously, okay, I can't say by now. Let's be honest. This is supposed to be an introduction because you don't know me, so I can't say you should know. But um, no, seriously, my favorite colors are blue, black, and white, and I will explain why my favorite color is blue out of all the colors. Um, for one, as I would say, as you would know, because out of my channel, it's been nothing but the same game mostly for now. But ever since I was 3 years old, uh, my mother and my stepfather would spend good amount of money for me to have a good life, right? So when I was 3, my first game console was a Sega Genesis, and I'm pretty sure you would know by now on the channel what game was my childhood game. But again, let me stop assuming. And let me just tell you, my first childhood game was Sonic the Hedgehog. And ever since then, that has been like my main thing to do. All right. Every Sonic game that came out, I mostly played. Now some of them I didn't play, but majority of them I did. Um, and I can name a few of them just for an example. So I played Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and when the Dreamcast came out, I played the Sonic Adventures Director's Cut and Sonic Shuffle. And again, I can go on and on, but just for the sake of, linear, like shorten the stuff down, is those the types of games that I played. And then that's what got me hooked for the rest of the remaining years. Um, let's see. How many game consoles did I own? Now, this is gonna come to a surprise, but I was the only child back then. And I mean, I still kind of classify as myself as the only child, even though um, I have a little sister on my real dad's side. Um, However, it's like, you still label yourself as the only child because I didn't really have a little sister until I was maybe going on 14 or so years old, if I can remember correctly. Please don't quote me on it, but that's just the closest I can get. However, just staying back on topic, is I was, like I said, spoiled. I gotten everything I wanted as long as my grades was good and I didn't have to worry about anything. Then everything I asked for was literally given to me. And I know that's probably a bad thing, but at the end of the day, it really wasn't, because my basically childhood was, I don't really have any friends. I never talked to anybody. So it's not like I associated with bad people. All people that I hung out with, they was like majorly had the similar interests as me. Like we was all quiet. We played video games and whatnot. But I didn't make friends until I lived in Huntsville, Texas. And my very first friend, she was literally my next door neighbor. Um, and her name was Tori, to be exact. And she was very nice. We hung out all the time after school and before school. She would come over and we would play games together. Even though she wasn't much of a gamer, well, at the time, but she did like to play like Mario and Mario Kart and all that stuff. She was like more of a Mario fan, I should say. So it was like she was like my only friend during the time of the years of me living in Huntsville, Texas. Um, so fast forwarding a little bit. Now, my school years, um, I really didn't speak to people much. It was like, let me just start from scratch here. Um, I'm antisocial, first and foremost. I don't speak to people unless I'm spoken to, kind of thing. So it's like I never had the courage to start a conversation with people because I was afraid that, most people wouldn't like to be bothered. So I didn't even try to take the initiation on trying to introduce myself and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I mostly just kept to myself. Um, Now back to the topic at hand, because I'm starting to probably slide off topic here, and please forgive me. It's because I'm also focusing while trying to talk. Um, but I've gotten a lot of game consoles all the way from the PS1. I got the original Xbox One during that time, but I'm not mostly an Xbox fan. It was just, when you see a fun game to play, but it's only on a certain console type thing. That's kind of why I got the Xbox, only for that. Um, and during those times, it was like I was playing Halo and uh, it was some other games that I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know Halo was definitely one of them. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that can probably quote Halo. But yeah, so I had like the Xbox. We got an Xbox 360 at one point, and that's when the Wii and stuff was starting to be a thing. So we had that, and I feel like I'm missing some other game consoles, but it's just majority of just a small list of what I can remember because I literally had a lot. All right, I even had a PSP, a Game Boy Advance, stuff like just in that old nature. Oh my goodness, I almost fell. So yeah, I owned a lot of game consoles. Please don't die, EJ. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to focus. Okay. But in all seriousness, let's see what else we could talk about here about me. What is my favorite movies? Um, I got a few favorite movies that I like to watch back then. I mean, I don't watch too many movies often, because I'm not like a TV watcher or anything like that. I mostly just play video games and whatnot. That's all. But I always like to watch like Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2, Fast and Furious, um, maybe Jaws and stuff. It was like those types of movies, but I'm not into horror or anything like that, even though I'm kind of jumping topics because I was gonna say that for something else to talk about just in case I run out. But since I'm already talking about movies and stuff like that, I'm not much of a horror fanatic or anything like that. Um, I mostly uh, just lean on to, I guess, um, I don't know. I'm not good with this type of stuff, okay? So I'm trying my best. But I really don't stick around just horror genre. Like, my genre is probably like uh, action and maybe a little bit of I might as well just say action because just to say for the time sake of this video, because I'll be all day just saying and whatnot, and that's not really professional in my case. So yeah, let's just move on to the next. um, the next thing I'm pretty sure you probably are wondering is what type of music do I like to listen to? Um, I don't really have. I like to listen to all types of music, honestly. But if I had to really choose, which normally most people would probably force me to, would be like techno, EDM, electronic, trance, stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I listen to all types of music like country, R, like a little bit of R&B, uh, metal, and stuff like that. And I will also explain further detail on how has that come to be, shortly and within a video. But those are just majority of the uh, music's genres that I like to listen to. I'm really simple. I don't like to try to make things all complex and stuff like that. So yeah. All right, moving on to the next. um, let's see. What type of food do I like? Uh, I like steak. I like hamburgers. I like pizza. Tacos, Chinese food. But I mean, I can go on. It's not like I have too much of a preference. I mean, anything. I like to try new things too sometimes, depending. But if I'm like being honest with my own self here, uh, I would probably just stick with maybe something that I probably would like most is like chili dogs, and I'm not saying that because of the Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, but it's just being honest. It's just chili dogs is really good, but um, I like steaks too, so it's kind of like a toss and turn within steaks and stuff like that. Let's see what else. Do I watch anime or do I have any favorite anime shows? I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna ask. Um, I've watched I'm just like I said, I'm a simple guy. I watched Dragon Ball Z, Naruto. I hope that I'm saying it correctly because I know somebody is going to bash and be like, that is not how you say Naruto or, say it. So, um, yeah, I've watched a little bit of One Piece here and there. And I think that's pretty much all I can remember off the top of my head. I mean, I know Tokyo Ghoul as well. But that's just something little, and that was because of my little cousin at the time wanted us to watch anime shows, whatever that comes on. Um, so yeah, that's all I can remember for that one. Let's see what else that I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna ask me. Oh, do I have any interest in sports or have I played sports? Yes, I have played sports. When I was younger, like around 6 or 7, I mostly played football and baseball. I was the smallest in my team, aka the shortest in my team, if you will. I mean, they're both the same thing. So again, I said that because I was nervous. So please forgive me. But yeah, I played baseball and football. But I'm not really interested in sports now because I guess when I was younger, I just drained myself out. Um, and so I mostly just now do whatever I want because I don't really talk about sports topics when most people will probably ask me, for example, what's my favorite NBA's or NFL sports team, and I'll look at them and be like, uh, I don't really, I don't know. I don't really have one, and I don't want to make them mad if I did say something different, even though, it's just best to be honest. And yeah, so I don't really have a sports team or anything like that to say that I like, but again, to answer the question at hand, is that I played football and baseball. I also ran track when I was in high school, so there's another fun sport that I like to do. Um, let's see. Do I have any other favorite hobbies besides gaming? Yes, I do. I do like to swim. I like to work out, especially when it's like I don't go to the gym to work out. Let's just stay on this topic real quick. I mostly work out at home. And the reason why I do that is because I don't have to buy a membership to just get my fitness on. Okay. Um, and I know most people will probably think I'm bashing on them. No, and I'm definitely not because sure, the gym is the gym because it has a lot of equipment for you to use and utilize so that way you can, get the maximum out of your workout. Me personally, I don't have to do all that because I'm just stuck with sit ups, push ups, and obviously my job makes me work out a lot more than any membership could probably ever do. Um, but well, now that I beat the level while talking, I can now just kill some more time to talk to you guys without fully being distracted. Now my attention is on you. But to continue on, I like swimming as well. Um, it took me a while to get into swimming, and I'll say because the times when I visit my real father, he was like, he loves swimming. We'll every summer that I go visit him, we'll like go to the community pool, and this is when I was younger. I would sit in the kiddie pool and I'll look over and I'll see my dad having fun in the big pool, and I'll be like just so upset because I'm stuck with a bunch of kids that's trying to dive off the sidewalks. and and I was like really hoping that one day I could try my luck on going to the deep end. So there was like one day we went to the pool, and instead of me going to the kiddie side, I tried to get my feet wet on going to the deep end. And this is when I had floaties on, so it was a-okay at first. And then my dad came over and was like, okay, let's try to get you out of the floaties. And so I was looking at him crazy. I was like, are you serious? Are you really trying to make me drown? And so as he was taking off my floaties, I was literally saying my prayers because there was no way that this was actually gonna happen. Like I know I asked for it, but I was not ready exactly for it. So basically, what my dad did is he took off the floaties, and so he just stood back for a bit, like he wasn't gonna do anything. And I looked at the water and I was like, just again, still saying my prayers. And out of nowhere, since I guess I was taking too long, he picks me up like from behind, and the next minute I know, just tosses me. And as I'm in the air, it's like my heart was racing because I don't know what I was going to do. But again, I know what you're thinking. Why would your dad do that? Well, he did that because it was the only way for me to learn, right? It's almost like tough love. You got to kick the baby out of the nest eventually so they can learn how to fly. Well, in this scenario, it's either I sink or I swim. And I know a lot of people at the pool, when they saw that, they thought that, oh my God, why did you do that to your child type thing. But as I remember, he was standing there with his arms folded. And of course, he wasn't going to let me drown. Let's get that out the way. He's not bad, all right? He was just only teaching me. But uh, he would have his arms folded and he would wait for a few seconds. And if I didn't come back up, then he would jump in and come grab me. But he knew that I was going to figure out eventually, if I did not get some air soon, it was going to be bad. And of course, that's how I learned how to swim, is because of that traumatizing moment a little bit. But nevertheless, ever since then, me and him, like, now that I've gotten older, me and him would literally go to the same pool, or probably go to another pool sometimes, and we would sit in the water, like under the water, holding our breaths for a few minutes. And people would literally swim by or accidentally step on us because they didn't know that we was under there for so long. And I can still remember when there was kids trying to mimic what we did, even though they had goggles on, but they still couldn't do it. Funny on them. But yeah, long story short, it was a good time for me. All right. So that's how I learned how to swim. And ever since then, swimming has been very fun for me. Unfortunately, ever since the incidents with COVID and stuff like that, I haven't went swimming for a while. And I know I could have bought me a swimming pool, but with the state that I live in, yeah, I didn't have time to clean out and try to make sure the pool was gonna be up to par every day, especially when I want to swim in it. But anyway, moving on to the next thing. Since I brought up about work and everything in my previous video, I don't know if you guys probably heard it because it was in my thank you video, and I felt so bad because I know I was rushing that video a little bit because I was under pressure. I wanted to give out a thanks video real fast because I didn't want you guys to feel like I was being ungrateful or anything. So I guess at that time I did make the music overlap my voice just a tad bit. But just to clarify on a few things in that video, um, I do work I work at Amazon for a night shift. And for those who's wondering what I do there, I'm mostly a picker and a packer. So basically, I get to see the items that you order, and if majority of the time, if the departments need help like packing, I will pack the orders that you wanted. And sometimes you guys give me some interesting items to probably browse for. Maybe I'll put it that way. Don't take that the wrong way, because I know somebody's gonna be like, what type of items? Like, clothes, games, headsets, and stuff like that. But yeah, I been working there for, I want to say, 2 years now, or 2.5 years. um I've worked day shift and then I swapped over to nights. um so yeah, that's where I stand at this current point in time. Let's see what else you guys probably would like to know. Well, I know the biggest thing. Why do I want to start making YouTube videos now? All right. So again, I'm not using no script. This is everything that I'm pretty much sure you guys are wanting to know or probably going to ask. Um, I wanted to become a YouTuber ever since I was I want to say 12 to 13 years old. However, I procrastinated when I was young because I again was afraid that people would not watch my content, or I was not going to be interesting enough to keep the audience's attention for like comedy wise and all that stuff. So I was pretty much stressed out and worried. And at that point in time, I mentioned to my stepfather, who was alive, that I wanted to be a YouTuber. Now, my stepfather was very encouraging because he's been there ever since I was in diapers. So he was like the main person that I can also talk to about these types of things. He was very, like I said, he was very encouraging. He was like, if it's your passion, do it. Don't let nothing hold you down, because at the end of the day, you won't know until you try. And I know what you're thinking. Then that should have been encouragement to for me to try. Well, I was still fighting myself. And it's cliche that everybody says this, but this is literally my experience. I would go to school, and I would like watch tons of YouTube videos, and I would be like, man, I hope one day that I can be successful in just doing something that I enjoy instead of living the way that most people would live, like constantly getting up for work and stuff and all like that. But fast forward a little bit. I was fighting myself because again, it's like I didn't know where to start. And back then I didn't have the greatest PC. I didn't have the greatest mic. Basically, I didn't just have any equipment to even start to begin with. Um, and plus, I had my own life that was tackling me. I had my own stress to deal with. So it's like I wasn't going to be in the cheeriest mood to even make a video, long story short. Um, so now that it, okay, this is going to be a very sensitive topic a little bit now. But since we're on the topic about my stepfather, I might as well shed some little bit of light onto what presses me even more to do it. So, fast forwarding, when I want to say 19 to 20 years old, I was working at Walmart. I was working there from 4 p.m. all the way to, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was like 4 to, I think, 10 o'clock. I can't remember the exact time. But I was a Cap Team 2. Cap Team 2 is basically a truck unloader. And I would go to work, and there was days where um, my stepfather was basically in the hospital all the time. And this is the part where it hurts the most to talk about and to think about still, but I have to get it off my chest if you really want to get to know me. And I'm not using this as no sob story, so please do not try that. But during the times of me working at Walmart, it fueled me even more to want to pursue YouTube. But again, still problems occur. I couldn't press myself to do it. But there was times where I took my stepdad for granted because again, when I was younger, I gotten everything I wanted and I felt like, nothing could go wrong. And during the times where he was in the hospital, I would always push aside on going to see him because let's be honest, I get it. No one wants to be at the hospital, not even the patient themselves. So I kept pushing it off every single time. Like, I don't get me wrong. Let me backtrack a little bit. I seen him 4 weeks before all of this was about to take place that I'm about to bring to your attention now. But it was like I should have went to go see him at that time. And this is why. So when I was getting off work one night, I was going home, and my mother at this time, she was also working. She was a correctional officer, and she was still at her job. She didn't get off until the morning, so I was still asleep. Um, so when she would get off, she got a phone call from the hospital saying that my stepfather had passed. Now, this hit hard because, again, my mother knew this information way before me. She was actually, of course, she would know because, like I said, the hospital called her. But when she got home, she was crying and she didn't want me to freak out, but she had to break it to me eventually. So while um everything was being taken in place, she slowly told me what happened. And this is the part where I said that I should have done what I should have done instead of procrastinating. I should have went to go see him one last time because in my mind, I thought that I was going to be able to see him before I went to work the next day. Granted that, nobody lives forever, but I did not think that this was going to happen so quickly. I mean, again, I knew he was in a hospital because he was a diabetic and he had a pacemaker, and it was just a lot. And of course, being stressed out because he was so far away from us all the time. It was like majority of the time it was just me and my mother. We would keep the household in order. Um, and we would just go see him from time to time when we could. However, like I said before, I felt bad because I pushed it off. And the last thing, like I said, the last thing that me and him talked about was once again revisiting the topic of me wanting to be a YouTuber. Now, keep in mind, I didn't involve this in, but I was also in college. I was in Pulaski Tech. I was trying to get a graphics design degree. However, that did not work out as planned because of complications that my graphics design teacher was being a total butt wipe. um, so yeah, just a little bit of filler that I should have probably added or mentioned, but there you go. So all of this was kind of taking place when I had my hands full either way. But this is what fueled me to try to think about it a little bit more because of what he said. And I know, again, this sounds so cliche because everybody's using somebody as a relative that passed on as an excuse. No, this is no excuse. This is a legitimate thing that has been bothering me for years. But I can't blame nobody but myself. Now, fast forwarding just a little bit so we can move on because I don't want to make this like a sad sob story because this is supposed to be about me, right? I mean, you're still knowing about me, but I don't want to make the video too long. So, fast forwarding, I um had to be the one to step up to the plate, obviously, and at that time I was like, okay, there's got to be a way that I can break out of my shell. I don't know when, but there's got to be because if my stepfather was here, he would want me to pursue my goal if it's really what I want to do. Not trying to force myself, because to be honest with you, I almost kept forcing myself because there was like days I kept coming home and I was trying to record something. But again, I couldn't do it because I wasn't in the mood and I wasn't as cheery as I mentioned before. So now here I am, 30 years old, trying to make videos and just say, screw it. If people don't like what I post, I can't please everybody. Okay? I know there's going to be many other folks out there that's entertaining, that's more interesting to watch, but I'm just being me, and that's all I can do. I'm not going to pretend to be something that I'm not. I know just because I'm using a VTuber model doesn't mean I'm not an actual person. I am a real person. It's just right now I don't feel like doing the webcam stuff because it's just I'm slowly building that comfort zone up, okay? So if you understand, I appreciate it. If you don't, I'm sorry. There's just all I can do. Um, Now the next thing I do want to talk about is, now that I'm making videos, what do I see in the like what do I want to expect from the future? Like I said, my whole purpose of this is making videos is because I enjoy it. I love playing video games. And if I can make somebody else's day better with my gameplays, or just me sitting here talking for hours on end, and you can actually see me and hear my voice, well, you can't see me, but you can hear my voice at least, then that makes me happy, because at least you took the time out of your busy schedule to watch my videos. Um, and of course, I'm not saying that you just have to watch my videos. I'm not saying that, because again, everybody has people that they already watch and whatever. Um, but the only difference that I'm going to be doing is that, no, I mean what I say, that I'm not editing any of my videos, and I'm going to explain why. I It's not because I'm being lazy or whatever the case may be. It's because I'm not trying to be like everybody else's style. Like everybody else likes to, don't, I'm not bashing on anybody, so please do not take this wrong if you are one of these people. Obviously, if you like editing and stuff like that, that's cool. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and I'm not saying that, you know, I would never probably edit either, but it's just, for me, it's more, I want you to just see the raw footage of everything. I don't want to pretend and try to hide something. It's not even just about hiding anything, but it saves me a lot of time, mostly just for you to see exactly what is going on, minute by minute, second by second, yada yada yada. You know, um, and that way you can probably enjoy it a little bit better. I know most people like to see large explosions, memes, and stuff like that, or sound effects and zooming in cameras. Yeah, I know that catches most people's attention. I get it. And I know what you're thinking. Well, you're not trying to be successful. You're not even trying to apply yourself because you think editing is bad. No, I don't think editing is bad. And I'm not saying that I have a skill issue either, because like I said, I dabbled in editing before. It's just, I don't think that I want to do that for my channel. And if I don't get any views because of the simple fact that people don't like the fact that I don't edit my videos and make them look all colorful and whatever else, then it's fine. Because eventually, one day, there's going to be many other people that will cherish my videos the way for what they are. And I'm not saying that to be an a-hole. I'm just being me. I'm being realistically honest. So that's one thing that I hope that people will come to terms and understand. Um, Now, again, not trying to make it seem like, it's a bad thing. So just pointing that out there. Now, another thing is, I have been trying to fix up a little bit of my stuff here and there. Like, I don't know if you noticed the audio change. Like, I've been trying to make sure the audio pitches and everything does not overlap with the game music, or the game music overlapping with my voice. Or if I'm in the group with my friends and we play video games, I want us to all be heard equally. Now, there are some things that might not, go so smoothly, such as the audio chopping and stuff like that. I try my best to avoid that as much as possible, because I try to test before we before I record, like, or like realistically, like honestly. um Words was not coming out to me, so I'm sorry. But I do try to improve at least on something. It's just not throw up a video, and if it's dog water because of the audio, then it's dog water. No, if it's dog water and it's like it got past me, I will man up to it and I will say that I'm sorry. I know it's going to be a lot of apologies, but at least I'm trying my best to get videos out there. And I know most people will probably get bored like around this time, because I'm sitting around not doing anything and I'm just talking. Well, again, I appreciate the ones that sticks around through the end to know exactly who or what I do, or what I am. Like I almost said what I am. Jeez, who I am, and again, I just appreciate it. Nevertheless, it's like the small things because I'm no longer taking things for granted because I learned the hard way. Um, so that's what drives me to hopefully achieve my goal. It's gonna be a long stretch, but I'd rather start somewhere than sitting around pondering at work 12 hours a day, trying to or trying to think of reasons on why I haven't done this yet. What's the problem? What's the holdup? Because at the end of the day, it's just me. Um, but anyway, I think there was something else that I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember off the top of my head because I gotten so I don't want to turn it to a rant or anything, so I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, I'm just clearing some things out the air. Um, Another thing I could probably talk about is, do I have any pets at the moment? I do. I have a husky, and his name is Mutsky. I know, cheesy. Leave me alone. Um, but I got him because uh my teacup Yorkie, when I had to move, I had to give him away, and like I said, he was my best friend. So I no longer have my teacup Yorkie, and I have a husky now. So he's been mm, helping me out throughout the years of sadness, loneliness, because I don't talk to people. Um, Besides what friends on Discord, but again, I'm talking about like physically friends, like people I actually go see. Um, yeah. So I also still want to mention I touch grass, by the way. I'm not like those types of people that sits at home collecting Cheeto dust. I don't know if I've already mentioned that, but I just really want to specify that just in case for those people be like, oh, he's like one of those types of people. No, I'm not. Again, if I already mentioned that, I apologize. I'm not saying sorry just to say it. I mean it, but I'm just making sure that I cover all bases. Um, but yeah, if there's anything else that I probably haven't gotten around to answer and you probably want to ask me, please, please, please comment down below and I will do my very best to answer your questions as best as possible. I feel like I don't want to sit here too long because then it's going to be like an hour-long video probably of me just sitting here talking. And I don't want to bore you guys and make you annoyed of my voice. Because again, I want to try to open up to you guys as much as I can. Because if I want to try to grow my channel, I want you guys to know exactly from that this is from the bottom of my heart. Like this is nothing that I'm just writing on paper, reading from a screen. This is literally something that I've been pondering for years. And so I just hope and pray that you guys do enjoy my videos that I would post out. And if you're new to my channel, if you want to subscribe, I'm not going to force you to, but the option is there. Um, if you want to subscribe, it would mean the world to me. And I hope that one day I would be able to reach my goal of being a good YouTuber. I at least want to try to, I know it's a long step, but I at least want to try to make it to 1,000 subscribers. That's the first step at least. I know I'm not trying to make a big leap because I'm only at what 50, 56, I think. I don't know. I've lost count. I mean, I haven't lost count, but I just try not to look at the numbers because at the end of the day, it just makes me kind of feel like the more I look at it, the more I'm gonna be more disappointed because I know I'm not gonna grow like that, like overnight or anything. So, but overall, it just means a lot to me. Okay, that's all I'm trying to get to. But with that being said, like I said, if you got any more questions, just feel free to ask in the comments. And if you like the video, please smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed, it's free. I'm not asking for too much. Um, Just if you like my content and if I'm worth your time, I appreciate it. If not, I can understand. But I am gonna wrap up the video here, guys. I hope that I cleared up some things for you to get to know me just a little tad bit. Because I feel like, again, if I didn't do this now, I probably would not be able to do it at all, because I will, like, when I make games, my brain is just focused on the game, and I don't want to feel like I'm leaving you guys out. So I want to try to take the time out to at least acknowledge you guys and make sure that you know who I am. All right. So with that being said, I'm literally going to end the video because I really got to make sure that the audio is pretty good, because I'm going to be sad if I have to do this again, because there's no way that I'm going to be able to just recreate my emotions, because this is not fake. This is actually real. So, yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. This is DJ Blue. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, wonderful night, or whatever time zone it may be for you at this point. And like I said, yeah, I'll see you later. Peace.